Last March 20th, I was blown away that a male was being allowed to compete with women in NCAA swimming. And when Leah Thomas won, I reposted a post that said, "Congratulations to Emma Wayant." One of my own players took that post and sent it in an email to my athletic director. She's a player I was really close to, and I was shocked.
Unfortunately, you fall into a category of people that are kind of filled with hate in the world.
It's acceptable to have your own opinions, but when they go against, open the college's beliefs, it's a problem, right, for employment.
On Monday, March 21st, I was called in for a meeting to the athletic director's office with the athletic director and the assistant AD saying, "What were you thinking? Why would you do that?" I immediately felt like a little kid being yelled at and, told I was wrong, and people saying a trans woman is a woman, and, how can you not think that? At the end of the week, I was called in again by the athletic director and asked to have another meeting. She said, "You need to write a letter of apology to the team, and you need to write a letter of apology to the department."
I hope you feel remorse for it.
I started to write one and then thought, no, I'm not writing a letter of apology. I'm not sorry. I will have a conversation with anyone who wants to have a conversation about this. I am passionate about this. I really believe that women should be competing against other biological females. She also told me that I was being called transgressive, transphobic, and unsafe. And that just broke my heart, because you love these kids like they're your own. And when they hurt, you hurt too. I was told that there was going to be now a meeting with my entire team, with the athletic director, with the Title IX director for our department, with the DEI person for our department, and with the Title IX and Director of Diversity Inclusion for the entire college. In my memory, the room was dark. It was very dark energy. And I had prepared myself emotionally because I knew what was coming. Chairs were set up in a huge circle. I felt like I was burned at the stake. I felt like I was stoned and hanged all at the same time. It was what I would call the mob mentality, where a few people on the team spoke about how much they were upset with what I posted and how dare I post that.
Everyone has their opinions, everyone has their beliefs, everyone has their views. That's that. But what the focus should be here isn't what the view is. It should be the impact that caused, and the impact that post had.
That meeting turned into anybody being able to say anything they didn't like about my coaching style or my assistant's coaching, anything.
But I still feel like you're just kind of like justifying your actions a little instead of like a true apology. Because I think being a coach, especially at Oberlin, where there's such a high LGBTQ plus population, I just feel like I would like a little more accountability.
I love these kids, and to have, many of them say all these things that to me were attacking who I was as a person, and was just, it made me sad.
It's not good enough just to work for women's issues or white feminism. It has to, your feminism has to be inclusive for everybody and work for everybody.
And I knew by the end of that meeting that it didn't matter what I said. There was cognitive dissonance. Nobody would hear me. I felt like it broke our family apart, meaning our team. It was the most difficult season I've ever coached by far. We finished the season. I got called in for another meeting with the AD, and I was handed a letter. I was not emailed the letter. I was only given a hard copy. The letter was copied also to the assistant AD, to the director of human resources, and to legal counsel for Oberlin. The letter would be put in my personnel file and that I needed to change my behavior immediately. I sent them my response. If I am breaking university policy, please tell me what that is. Please do that in writing. And if you're going to fire me for breaking university policy, please do it now. Every day I went into the office, I felt like I was walking on eggshells. I didn't know what was going to happen. So when I started, I thought it would be the perfect place for me. Every time I've spoken up, I've been silenced, which to me is the opposite what I thought Oberlin would be. I believe that there are so many people who are afraid of losing their jobs that they are just going to do what they have to do to keep working. But instead of difficult conversations, the students will go to a higher up and not talk to a coach, a professor, whoever, and that coach is canceled, fired, that professor is fired because the kids' parents are paying the money, and that's what matters. When it becomes a toxic environment, and when I'm 56 years old and I feel like I'm walking on eggshells and afraid to be me where I work, that's not good. It is scientific that biologically males and females are different, period. I don't believe biological males should be in women's locker rooms. Where's the Me Too movement now? What happened to that? Do I believe I'm at risk of being fired, of having a storm hit me? Yes. Am I ready for the storm? Yes. I have had the opportunity, because of the women who came before me, to play at the highest level. There have already been athletes who've had awards taken away from them, opportunities taken away from them, opportunities to compete at a certain level because someone else got it who's a biological male. It is my job to be a voice for everyone who is too afraid, who needs to keep their job, who thinks they have to stay in line and toe whatever line that is, who is stuck in the mob and too afraid to rock the boat. Because if I don't speak out, who is going to speak?